You know, one thing about Chef Ismail, his specialty is heritage cooking. Do you know what is heritage cooking? Everyone is nodding. I understand. But what is actually heritage cooking? For us in Malaysia, heritage cooking is actually recipes that have been tried and recipes that handed down by generation, from one generation to another, or recipes that are forgotten sometimes if you don't keep it, and document it or cook it. So Chef Ismail's specialty, of course he can cook many things, but are like recipes, heritage recipes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening to all of you. Of course, welcome to Mr. Mark Donfred. It's actually first time we're having Institute of Cultural Diplomacy over from your academy. So we thought when we discussed this program earlier, we thought this would be a good change. I mean, I've gone to the institute for 3 times. I think this is our 4th collaboration. So welcome to you and all of you from ICD. But you know one thing about MCD, which is Malaysia Club Deutschland, it's a very, very active Malaysian club in Frankfurt. They've been there for 27 years, and one of the main tagline of MCD is bridging culture. So I thought that would be so appropriate for Mrs. Rosita to be here. No worries, we have some vegan, option for you as well, so don't worry, okay? So this is our 4th collaboration with ICD, and we're having it a bit open with some diplomats coming afterward. And I would like to say again to Mr. Donfred, thank you so much for always, being open to ideas and always coming on board and collaborating together with us on programs for cultural diplomacy. So I must thank you, especially on this. Thank you so much. So tonight, we have Datuk Chef Ismail here. So in Malaysia, he is, a celebrity chef. So he's always appearing on television, advertisement, endorsement. So when, he looks so quiet sitting there, never believe the book by its cover, okay? He looks so quiet, like you wouldn't think, you think he only fry omelets. No. One thing about Chef Ismail, his specialty is heritage cooking. Do you know what is heritage cooking? Everyone is nodding. I understand. But what is actually heritage cooking? For us in Malaysia, heritage cooking is actually recipes that have been tried and recipes that handed down by generation, from one generation to another, or recipes that are forgotten sometimes if you don't keep it, and document it or cook it. So Chef Ismail's specialty, of course he can cook many things, but are like recipes, heritage recipes. So other than just asking to cook, we want him to talk, because in Malaysia, Mr. Donfred, my ministry has another arm, which is called Institute of Diplomacy and Foreign Relations. And over there, we also do trainings for foreign nationals, and we actually expose them to culinary diplomacy. And this module, we will always include Chef Ismail. So, what is culture? So, I know I shouldn't be giving this to you. You should be telling me, because I think you know more than me what to talk about culture. But of course, it's popularly defined by public parameters of art, music, literature, cinema, theatre, and of course food. And food is very big in Malaysia. We don't have our own beer or wine. When we come here, the culture is drinking that are instilled by your family and community and passed down generation to generation. And that's why we choose the element of food this evening. We all like to eat, and we like to eat all kinds of different foods. So diplomacy is finding a common ground about figuring out where people intersect with most human of ways, so that they might be able to set their differences aside and find some ways to get along. So this korma that we are promoting today comes from the northern state of Malaysia, which is called Perlis. Chef will, maybe explain a little bit about the korma later. But the region, or the, what do do you call it, region, another region. The Crown Prince of Perlis was here last month. So we did one, and he wanted to do the ICD, but we couldn't get a date. But I've told him that we will invite the MCD, and they will partake on our delicious korma. So have a try later. It's cooked by the ladies of the embassy, and of course supervised and tested by Chef Ismail for quality. I wish to thank everyone for making it possible. Of course, I have to thank my team at the embassy from putting up everything, and they are also going to clean everything. So I like to thank them in advance. Of course, to the ladies who did the cooking and chef who improved the cooking. And thank you to all of you for coming today. Please, thank you. So on that note, thank you very much, and enjoy the talk by Chef Ismail on culinary diplomacy. And after that, please enjoy some of our dishes tonight. Thank you very much.